Today we're going to continue our discussion on why the phoenix is mythological. We've spoken about how the phoenix was this giant bird that could explode into a ball of flames and be reborn. And it would remember everything from its past and come back stronger and more powerful and young again. We spoke about how this is a myth because obviously that just physically can't happen. But see, there's more to it than just that. There's also the fact that the world would do everything in its power to prevent that phoenix from being reborn. And we see that in our own lives. Obviously, you should have caught on by now, this is all a metaphor for changing your own life. And how the people closest to you a lot of times will get in your way. And then inside the head of the phoenix, inside your own head, you carry all your doubts, all of your failures, everything in your past that says that you can't change. And that is magnified by what the outside world says. And it creates a vicious feedback loop. Well, what we need to talk about today is how you can help someone change their life, how you can help that phoenix be reborn. And the first thing that you need to remember before we talk about the different tips, different ways that you can help the phoenix, you need to remember that if someone comes to you and tells you about their plan to change their life, they are doing it because they respect you and it's a sign of honor. They are saying, whether it's overt or not, that they want your help. They want your approval. They want you to be a part of it. And that's why when you react negatively, even if you don't mean to, you damage that person so much. They opened up to you. They shared that part with you. And if you turn them away, you're basically breaking their heart. It's not the same as a love interest breaking their heart, but it works the same way. The feelings are very much identical. So, someone comes to you, the first step is to only speak in terms of where they are or where they are going. Don't speak about where they were. You remember the very innocent example of the older person telling the younger family member about how they remember when they were only this big, or they remember playing diapers, and how that removes the person's growth from them. You are infantilizing them. Well, that's a great example of it. Instead of saying how you remember when they were only this big, talk about what a wonderful mature adult they're becoming. Talk about how much they've grown and how well they're doing in school. Give them their change. Don't take it away. After all, it's not that kid's fault that you got old. Okay? Just deal with it. It's not their fault. You have to come to terms with it. So then the second step is, if you can't support them, if you can't say the positive things, don't be negative. Don't talk about the past. Don't bring that stuff up. Now, if you have real and legitimate concerns about the growth, safety concerns, long-term concerns, financial ones, then you need to address those. How do you address those positively? It's all in how you phrase it. So instead of being negative out of the gate, say, hey, look, this is great, but I was wondering, did you consider the whatever? And then if they say, well, yeah, say, well, can you explain it to me a little bit more? I can't grasp it. Get them to explain their plans to you. Get them to help you understand that they've already considered it. And if they haven't, then you can say, well, I want you to change. I want you to be better. But you need to look at this a little bit more. Get them to own that portion of it as well. All right. The third thing is, be supportive in any way that you can. Prayers, thoughts, positivity helps. Do things to help them out. It doesn't have to be financial though. If you find a book that they may like to read that might help them, or see an internet website that might help, refer that to them. People remember the good things that you did for them. They internalize it. It helps them understand that they made the right choice in opening up to you. Now, the fourth one is that you need to help them find their voice. You need to shield them as much as possible. Stand beside them when they're dealing with others who are being negative. Say, hey, look, they spoke to me about this. I think it's a great idea. just that little bit goes a long way in helping that person in their struggle. The last part, and this is the hardest one, if you're not able to change your own situation, if you are unable to let go of the past, if you are unable to be positive, if you are not that person, be willing to remove yourself from their life. It may be too hard for them to remove you. You need to be willing to say, hey, look, I don't want you to grow. I don't want you to change, and that's not my decision, and it's very selfish of me, and so I've got to get out of your way until I can grow, until I can change, until I can do what you currently have the courage to do. And that's a very, very, very difficult thing to do. But you need to remember, you cut yourself out of their life. They are not cutting you out of their life. You are the anchor, they are the ship. They are trying to move, you're holding them back. You need to keep that in mind. You hear it a lot with negative people. So-and-so changed. So-and-so didn't. Well, the end message is that person moved and you refused to. Who is to blame? Who is to blame when you do not grow, but they do? Are they taking your growth away? Probably not. 900 times out of 1,000, they're not. So why do it? Why use that language? Personal responsibility. But you need to help them. In the end, the Phoenix is doing the hardest work. In the end, the person who is changing is doing the hardest part. They have to have the most courage. They have to have the most faith. They have to have the most hope. That's why you need to be sure that you don't crush their dreams by rejecting their offer for help. That's why you need to at least try to act encouraging or just get out of their way. So that's how you can help that person go through the life changes. The next one is going to be how to help yourself. How to not let these other people dictate your life anymore. All right? If you think I can be of service to you, please contact me at ralph@ralphharbison.com. Please like this YouTube channel to see more videos about how to help yourself and improve your life and your business. As always, have a nice day. Bye.